Hi everyone, and welcome to the Healing Garden. My name is Deb, and today I am just going to be covering some of the experiences that I had with a narcissist in my life. Well, to start, I would just like to talk about trauma bonds, hot and cold, intermittent reinforcement. All of those lead to an addiction. There's actually a chemical change that happens in our brains when we have the hot and cold, come here, go away, I love you, I hate you, the kindness and the cruelty that comes and goes. So it does actually create an addiction, and the addiction has been compared before to playing slot machines. So if we went into a casino, we would quickly leave the casino if the slot machine wasn't paying out at all. So slot machines are actually set up to intermittently pay out, which is what keeps people hooked. Well, a trauma bond is basically the same thing. You become hooked on your abuser. You become dependent on them, and they're actually very scary. They're very similar to Stockholm Syndrome. And it's a lot of times why people stay in abusive relationships much longer than they ever should, because the trauma bond is very difficult to break. And in many cases, people that are in narcissistic abusive relationships, they're very well aware of it, and they're well aware of the abuse, but they really struggle to break the trauma bond and to get out. And the bond itself is so strong that when the person does break the bond, in getting away, taking a break, stepping away from it, oftentimes they're literally drawn back to it. They're almost like it's an addiction. There's just no way around it. So that's why if anyone reading any of the posts or my blog articles specifically on trauma bonding, or any of the articles after that have talked about the ramifications of trauma bonding and how detrimental that it can be, and why being mindful even when you're out, it's like any other kind of addiction. And that's why the Hoover, if you're in a position with when you've gone no contact, if you have the Hoover from the narcissist and you've left the door open at all for them to contact you, whether that be a text, a call, showing up at your place of work, showing up at your home, however that they want to get a hold of you, posting on your social media, after you've gone no contact, the point of blocking is to actually protect you during no contact from a Hoover. Because if you are not healed or strong enough, and even in cases where people are strong enough, they get pulled back in. But if you are not strong enough, then what can happen is the whole entire pattern can be reset. So all you have to do is just have one small interaction with them, and the pattern is reset again. So they believe at that point, if they message you, then and you respond, even if it's a hi or a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas, or just checking to see how you're doing, or I really miss you, please understand that they don't miss you. They miss the control that they have lost and the supply that they have lost through you going no contact. So effectively what they end up doing is, if you do interact or engage with them, they believe again, oh my gosh, I have access to them again, and it all starts back over again. And sure, there might be flowers and there might be periods where they give you whatever you want. And again, it can relate back to idealization and the love bombing phase, and it feels really good again, and you think, wow, they have changed. No, they haven't changed. And the thing is, when they get you to a place where you're comfortable again, and they feel comfortable, and they feel like they have you under control, everything will slowly or quickly go back to the way that it was. And in some cases, it's even worse, because now they need to teach you a lesson for leaving. So sometimes even there have been cases where narcissists have literally engaged in a Hoover if they were discarded first, they've engaged in a hoover just to get back into your life so that they can discard you and say that they're the ones that dumped you. All of the manipulation tactics, one or the other, have detrimental effects to them. But the trauma bond is the one that keeps us engaged and attached. And once the trauma bond is broken, it really is like a flooding of emotions. And when you couldn't see the forest that was right in front of you, once the trauma bond is broken, you will be able to see all of the trees, all of the animals, everything that's in that forest, and it will come in at a flooding rate. So that is a trauma bond. I also touched on a hoover. I touched on no contact, and I also would like to touch on breadcrumbing. I do have a very in-depth article on breadcrumbing because it is a horrible and evil manipulation tactic that many narcissists employ to keep people engaged with them. Whether this is and it can even be in a very intimate, serious relationship where you've been dating for years or you're living together, married. Just breadcrumbing doesn't necessarily just mean that they met you online and they just want to keep you as their backup plan. This can be somebody that you've been involved with seriously for a very long time. And I also call breadcrumbing the wild goose chase. And it's when they, as Dr. Romani explains, they drop little pieces of breadcrumbs to like luring the ducks out of the water, and we are the ducks. So what they want to do is they want to get you to re-engage if you've left, or if they sense that they're losing control or you're planning to leave. And then there's also where they want to continue to keep you, but they have no intentions of making a solid relationship with you, or making anything more out of it. And in that case, yes, you are the backup plan, you are the side on the side of the burner, whatever, and they will engage in all kinds of little tactics within breadcrumbing to keep you invested. Breadcrumbing can also include making promises, false promises to that whatever you wanted, that they're going to provide for you. Now keep in mind that this will never happen. And they may even go half in. They may go part of the way in, but they never go all the way in. So they may show you, look, see how much I've changed. I am here, I am invested, but really all they have is their big toe in the water. They never ever put the whole foot or the body in. So you may get little hints of, I'm gonna do this for you, or I will do that for you, but it never ever comes to fruition. The thing with breadcrumbing as well is that it keeps you engaged, your time, your energy, your resources way longer than is ever necessary. And this could be years. It could be years and years and years of your time. So to finish today's video, I'd just like to say that if you have experienced any of these and you'd like to share anything in the comments on the Healing Garden, please feel free to do that. Until next time, when I will cover some more manipulation tactics and some more of my own personal experiences, I just want to wish everyone all the best, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.